my muscles.
Arnold Schwarzenegger is getting inducted into the IGN Action Hero Hall of Fame. There's somebody else in that Hall of Fame, isn't there?
What's his name?
It's Sylvester Stallone, of course.
Well,
why don't you bring your friend out?
That'll be my pleasure. One of my fellow brothers in the hard R business, a fella who really does it right, an incredible man, someone that I've really grown to respect over the years because he's not just physical, he's a brilliant guy and very, very compassionate and a true one-of-a-kind movie star, the likes of which we'll never see again. My friend, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I am back.
It's nice to have you. It's nice for you to be back. It's good to see you. What do you think watching your reel? That's pretty exciting to go back through memory lane.
Well, I was right away, competitive. I'm sorry.
Oh, really?
Slice killed, 288 people. I killed 289 people. Yay! We always were competing. I mean, the last 3 decades, it was always like, who killed more people? Who did the most brutal killing? Who was shooting more people? Who had more muscles? Who had more oil on their muscles? Who had less body fat and all those kind of things? So it's nice to kind of now work together and with such unbelievable studs. Look at this here. It's really great.
Well, tell us a little bit about making this film and working together for you guys and for the whole team. I mean, was this one, it must be one for the books for you.
Well, I mean, it was really fun to go to Bulgaria and to work with this great action. I mean, we have an assembly of the best action stars, I think, in the world in this movie. It's like kind of like 10 James Bonds running around in the movie and creating all this unbelievable action. And it was also, I have to say, I was very appreciative about the fact that when I came in, they all treated me kind of like, well, we know you've been out of the business for 8 years. Let me show you how to load a gun again, Arnold. And Arnold, here is how you throw a punch, okay? Don't hit us, but just, throw the punch, you do a little miss and all those kind of things. And here you kick, how you kick it. So it was really like a how-to the first hour, but then I realized that I didn't lose it all. That I could get right back into the action and shoot the gun, load the gun, and do all those kind of things, or take a knife out and kill a guy and cut his head off, and all those things. So all the fun things, I didn't forget. And you wish you could do some of those things when you're in politics, but I mean, you can't.
That would be a different kind of cutback for sure.
Yeah.
Terry, you look like you're so happy. What was it like making a movie with these guys?
Hey, man, first of all, I played 7 years in the NFL. And, one thing we used to do right before each game, the night before, Saturday night, we would sit and watch these guys' movies.
Nice.
And one thing you got to understand about the action genre is that it's like a religion. It really is. You get your beliefs from these movies. You get what's right and wrong from these movies. You get your inspiration from these movies. I mean, we used to come out, and that would funnel us to play for a season. It was just, one experience with these guys, to be on the stage, to be in a movie with them. I'm from Flint, Michigan, okay? I should be in jail. And here I am on this stage with these guys after doing this movie. This is America. It proves it can happen. These are the guys that the reason I'm in shape right now. And I'm just telling you, give it up for these guys. Let me tell you, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, amazing. Bruce Willis, everybody in this movie is awesome.
I have to just say that, Terry, I told you that when we were filming, that, we worked together 12 years ago.
That's right.
And the 6th day.
That's right. And, first movie I ever did.
Yeah, the first movie I've ever done, yeah, exactly. And you have gained such unbelievable muscle size and definition. I'm telling you, exactly. Look at that. I mean, you were already muscular there. I remember in Vancouver, you were very muscular, very athletic, you know, since you were a star football player and all that. But I mean, to see you now, I walked into the gym in Bulgaria when you were working out, and I saw, you know, the muscles that you have and the definition that you have and the just very little body fat. I don't know what it is, what, 6%?
Oh, no, 4.5%.
I'm sorry. I hope I didn't insult you here. But it's really amazing to see you gaining this 20, 25 pounds of muscles this last few years, and your acting is incredible. So it was really terrific, and I'm very proud of working with you again on this movie here. So congratulations, a great job.
I can die now. Arnold like my muscles. I can die now. Okay.
I hope you don't take it the wrong way.
Hey baby, hey baby. I got a man crush going on. I'm sorry. It's a bromance.
So Randy, you know, one of the great things that Arnold did was go from one world into another, you know, and reinvent himself. Terry had a similar experience, and you had a similar experience. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, it's obviously an interesting transition coming from the world of mixed martial arts and being a professional athlete, and now trying to be considered a bona fide actor, and certainly being on screen with these guys is a big step in the right direction. But I still think there's some hurdles there, and I know that Arnold probably crossed some of those hurdles too. They just looked at him as a bodybuilder, a world champion in bodybuilding, and it wasn't until maybe some of those other movies where he really got to sink his teeth into playing those characters that they said, oh yeah, okay, that guy can really act. And
yeah.
I think I'm still looking for that. And I think Expendables is a huge step in the right direction for me.
Oh, it's outstanding. And then Dolph, I have to ask you, it's good to see you. How you doing?
Yeah. What'd you say?
So, if I understand right, you once punched him Sly so hard that they had to fly him to a hospital.
Well, that's what I heard. I don't know.
You totally
hit him.
the cheap shot, for sure.
What?
He was my boss, and he said, hit me, and I did, and that was it.
It's true. I thought, let's go for some realism. For the first 30 seconds, just try to knock me out, and he did. So much for realism, okay? And it hit me so hard that I went to the hospital. I thought I was in a car accident. I said, actually, yes, it was a Volvo.
Jeez. No, actually, I want to go. That's great. And then, Sly, tell us a little bit about the movie, the characters, and where we find them.
Okay, obviously these are mercenaries. They have a real sense of brotherhood, and they do crazy things together. They really don't have much of a family, so this time they go to a place, well, they're actually going, they start off in a place like Burma or Nepal. We don't really know exactly where they are, but they're in the middle of a situation, and then, I don't want to spoil, but there's a surprise, and we meet up with other mercenaries. And then we go back home, and we go on a routine assignment. Well, it actually isn't a routine assignment. I'm sort of blackmailed almost by Bruce Willis to go on this very, very dangerous journey, even though he says it's nothing, it's a walk in the park. Well, we get into this strange place with some very, very bad guys, and horrible things begin to happen, and the Expendables are pushed to the limit. And then I'm saved by my friendship. The other characters come in that were formulated in the first movie, like Bruce Willis and Arnold's character, and we all come together in the end for this amazing climax that I don't think will ever be seen again. It's really a one-off. It was amazing actually being in it. I said, am I in a movie? I mean, these are guys that I've seen in movies, and now we're all together. So I think we pulled off something that's pretty remarkable, and the most amazing thing is that we didn't shoot each other's heads off because we were doing choreography of actually ducking under blazing guns in live time, which I had never done before. So wow. This turned out to be a real experiment in faith, and also dealing with guys who have 3 distinct different styles, and not including the other Expendables who also have their amazing styles, but they'll all come together, including with Chuck Norris and Von Damme. It's really quite amazing. So I think you're in for a tremendous ride.
And Arnold, one of the great traditions in action films is this idea of like the team up. I mean, going back to Dirty Dozen and Magnificent Seven, that adds an extra energy to the film, I would imagine. Was that a kind of a fun thing for you?
I think that is fun, but I have to stress again, it is so important that you work with the right people. And I think that we as Expendables is so fortunate to have such great people like Dolph Lundgren, who comes from the martial arts background and has been a champion. So he brings that kind of craft to the screen. So there is no one that has to train him now how to throw punches and how to do the kicks and all of those things. He's the real deal. The same is with Van Damme, or the same is when you see Randy. I mean, Randy has been the greatest fighter, the UFC fighter, and so when you see him in an action film, actually doing action and having those fights, it looks so wonderful. It's not something that had to be overly choreographed by a stunt coordinator or something like this. Yeah. So this, I think, and Terry, you know, with his football background and being such a great athlete, so this is what made it fun, is that each one had tremendous talents in their own field. And then to bring that, and Sly did such a good job to utilize not only the personalities of those characters and their acting abilities, but also their physical talent and their background that they had. So this was really terrific to work with that. And for me also it was great because we have been trying to work on the film for many, many years, and finally this whole thing has come about because it's a natural for us to work together. We have so many things in common. I mean, we love physical fitness and the muscles, and we love action movies.
Big
and
watches,
no one,
big ring.
No one can understand each one of us. There's so many things we have in common. This is absolutely wild. And what no one knows is, by the way, and please turn off your recordings and don't write that down. This is off the record. But when I came to America 44 years ago, Sly was my English teacher. So blame him for everything. Blame him.
Yo, hey.